Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Getting to Know Our Heavenly Family. I'm still Regis O'Neill, and glad to be back with you guys again for another episode of this series. Today we're going to be talking about Saint Joseph of Leonissa. Now, you get the prize for reading context clues if you can tell where Saint Joseph of Leonissa is from. If you guess Leonissa, then you're right. He was born in 1573 in Leonissa, and from a very young age, he displayed kind of an uncommon virtue. He was more spiritual than most children ever get to be. Just kind of had that air of deeper thought and deeper spirituality about him from a very young age. He was born into a noble family, and he was offered the hand of a nobleman's daughter in marriage. There were a lot of political alliances that were forged through marriage back in the 16th century, but he said no. And as a matter of fact, he actually went and joined my good buddies, the Capuchin Franciscan friars, instead, committing himself to a life of austerity and poverty for a number of years. After a time of living in a monastery and, devoting himself to silent prayer, fasting, that sort of thing, he went to Constantinople, which today we know as Istanbul in Turkey. It was a big city, with a lot of Christians in it at the time, but a number of the Christians were actually enslaved in Constantinople at the time. So he went to care and minister to the slaves, the Christian slaves in Constantinople. He was thrown in jail for his work. He actually was released from jail and told, "Don't care for these slaves anymore." Well, of course he kept on doing it. He was thrown in jail again, and he was actually sentenced to death, but he miraculously escaped. Miraculous escapes. That's a number of different saints have had these kind of miraculous prison breaks. Peter and Paul had an angel come and lead them out. There was an earthquake. Paul had a couple of miraculous escapes. Paul escaped via an earthquake. Saint Joseph of Leonissa, yet another saint to miraculously get out of prison. He went back to ministering to these slaves in Constantinople, and eventually made his way back to Leonissa, where he spent a lot of time reconciling these political differences of the time, getting warring city-states to, stop attacking each other and that sort of thing. And then he eventually did, of course, pass away in 1612 and was canonized in 1745. So thank you for watching another episode of Getting to Know Our Heavenly Family, and we look forward to seeing you guys right back here next Monday morning for another episode. God bless you all, and we'll see you soon.